Welcome to World Icons and Travel. Today, we embark on a journey through the life and revolutionary discoveries of Galileo Galilei, a pivotal figure in the scientific revolution. From the artistic heart of Florence to the intellectual centers of Pisa and Padua, and the confines of his later life near Florence, Galileo's relentless pursuit of truth challenged centuries of accepted wisdom and forever altered our understanding of the cosmos. Join us as we explore the historical context of his groundbreaking observations, delve into the places that inspired his work, and examine the profound impact of his scientific legacy. Prepare for an immersive exploration of the life, times, and enduring influence of Galileo Galilei. Our quest to understand the heavens begins now. Pisa, early life and seeds of inquiry. Our story begins in Pisa, a vibrant city in the Tuscany region of Italy, renowned for its iconic Leaning Tower. Explore maps of Italy and the Tuscany region, highlighting the location of Pisa. Galileo Galilei was born here on February 15, 1564. His father, Vincenzo Galilei, was a musician and music theorist who instilled in Galileo a spirit of independence and a critical approach to accepted authority. Show portraits of Vincenzo Galilei and illustrations related to music theory of the time. Galileo initially studied medicine at the University of Pisa, but soon became fascinated by mathematics and natural philosophy. Show historical images of the University of Pisa in the 16th century. Legend has it that while a student, Galileo observed a lamp swinging in the Pisa Cathedral and formulated his initial ideas about the pendulum's isochronism. Show illustrations of a swinging lamp and diagrams illustrating the principle of isochronism. Galileo's early years in Pisa laid the groundwork for his later scientific inquiries, marked by a blend of observation, experimentation, and a questioning of traditional Aristotelian physics. Padua, a professorate and astronomical awakening. In 1592, Galileo was appointed professor of mathematics at the prestigious University of Padua under the Republic of Venice. Explore maps of Italy and the Veneto region, highlighting the location of Padua. This period marked a significant phase in his intellectual development and his growing interest in astronomy. Show historical images of the University of Padua in the late 16th and early 17th centuries. News of the invention of the telescope in the Netherlands reached Galileo in 1609. Recognizing its potential, he quickly built his own improved telescopes with increasing magnification. Show illustrations of early telescopes. Using these telescopes, Galileo began his groundbreaking astronomical observations, turning his gaze towards the heavens and challenging long-held beliefs about the cosmos. His time in Padua was a period of intense scientific activity and the first major steps towards his revolutionary astronomical discoveries. The telescope and the sidereal messenger, revealing a new cosmos. Galileo's telescopic observations, published in his seminal work Sidereus Nuncius, Starry Messenger, in 1610, unveiled a cosmos far more complex and dynamic than previously imagined. Show images of the title page and illustrations from Sidereus Nuncius. Through his telescope, Galileo observed the rugged surface of the moon, challenging the Aristotelian idea of perfect celestial bodies. Show Galileo's drawings of the moon's phases and craters. He discovered the 4 largest moons of Jupiter, orbiting the planet, providing strong evidence against the geocentric model of the universe. Show Galileo's sketches of Jupiter and its moons. He also observed countless new stars invisible to the naked eye and the phases of Venus, which strongly supported the heliocentric model proposed by Nicholas Copernicus. Show diagrams illustrating the phases of Venus and their compatibility with the heliocentric model. Sidereus Nuncius caused a sensation across Europe, revolutionizing astronomy and challenging the established Ptolemaic worldview. Galileo's telescopic discoveries provided compelling visual evidence for a universe centered around the sun. Florence and the patronage of the Medici, navigating political waters. In 1610, Galileo secured a position as mathematician and philosopher to the Grand Duke of Tuscany, Cosimo II de' Medici. In Florence, explore maps of Italy and the Tuscany region, highlighting Florence. This patronage provided him with financial security and time for his research, but also drew him into the complex political and religious landscape of the time. Show historical images of Florence during the early 17th century and portraits of Cosimo II de' Medici. Galileo continued his astronomical observations and began to openly advocate for the Copernican heliocentric theory, which placed the sun at the center of the solar system. Contrary to the widely accepted geocentric view of the Church, show diagrams comparing the geocentric and heliocentric models. His growing prominence and his challenge to established dogma began to attract opposition from within the Church. Galileo's move to Florence, while offering support, also placed him closer to the centers of power and the potential for conflict with religious authorities. The first condemnation, seeds of conflict with the Church. Galileo's increasingly vocal support for the heliocentric theory led to growing concern within the Catholic Church. In 1616, the Church officially condemned the Copernican theory as false and erroneous and instructed Galileo to abandon his support for it. Explore historical documents related to Galileo's first condemnation. This marked the beginning of a significant conflict between Galileo's scientific findings and the Church's theological doctrines. Show portraits of key figures within the Church who opposed Galileo's views. Despite the injunction, Galileo continued to believe in and privately pursue his heliocentric ideas, hoping to eventually provide irrefutable evidence. This period highlights the tension between emerging scientific thought and deeply entrenched religious beliefs, a central conflict of the scientific revolution. Dialogue on the two chief world systems, a provocative argument. In 1632, Galileo published his influential work Dialogue concerning the two chief world systems, which presented arguments for both the Ptolemaic and Copernican systems, ostensibly in a neutral manner but clearly favoring the heliocentric view. Show images of the title page of Dialogue concerning the two chief world systems. The book, written in Italian rather than Latin, made Galileo's arguments accessible to a wider audience. Show illustrations depicting discussions and debates that might have taken place around the ideas presented in the book. The character Simplicio, representing the Aristotelian viewpoint, was often interpreted as a caricature of Pope Urban VIII, leading to further conflict with the Church. Show portraits of Pope Urban VIII. Dialogue was a powerful and persuasive argument for the Copernican system, and its publication ultimately led to Galileo's trial and second condemnation. The trial and condemnation, a clash of worldviews. The publication of Dialogue led to Galileo being summoned to Rome by the Inquisition in 1633. Explore historical depictions of Galileo's trial. Accused of heresy for violating the 1616 injunction, Galileo was subjected to intense pressure and eventually forced to recant his belief in the heliocentric theory. Show historical documents related to Galileo's trial and recantation. This event is a poignant example of the conflict between scientific freedom and religious authority. Show portraits of the inquisitors involved in Galileo's trial. Legend has it that after his recantation, Galileo muttered "Eper esse move," and yet it moves, a defiant affirmation of the Earth's motion. Show artistic depictions of this legendary moment. Galileo was found guilty and sentenced to house arrest for the remainder of his life. His trial remains a controversial and significant event in the history of science and the relationship between science and religion. House arrest and continued scientific inquiry, defiance and confinement. Despite being under house arrest, initially in Siena and later at his villa in Arcetri near Florence, Galileo continued his scientific work. Explore maps of the Tuscany region highlighting Arcetri. He focused on the study of mechanics, particularly the laws of motion and the strength of materials, culminating in his publication of Two New Sciences in 1638. Show images of the title page and diagrams from Two New Sciences. This work made significant contributions to physics and laid the groundwork for Isaac Newton's later work on mechanics. Show illustrations explaining Galileo's experiments on motion and falling bodies. Even in confinement, Galileo's intellectual curiosity and dedication to scientific inquiry remained undimmed. His later work on mechanics further solidified his legacy as a foundational figure in modern physics. legacy, and enduring influence, a foundation for modern science. Galileo Galilei died in Arcetri on January 8, 1642. Explore images of Arcetri as it is today. His contributions to astronomy and physics were revolutionary, fundamentally changing our understanding of the universe and the methods of scientific inquiry. Show visualizations of Galileo's astronomical discoveries and their impact on the heliocentric model. His emphasis on observation, experimentation, and mathematical analysis laid the foundation for the scientific method. Show images representing the scientific method. Galileo's challenges to establish dogma paved the way for future scientific progress and the acceptance of new ideas, even in the face of strong opposition. His life story remains a powerful reminder of the importance of intellectual freedom and the courage to question accepted truths. The places associated with his life, from Pisa to Arcetri, stand as testaments to his enduring legacy. Galileo Galilei's journey, from the inquisitive student in Pisa to the defiant scientist under house arrest in Arcetri, embodies the spirit of the scientific revolution. His telescopic observations shattered old paradigms, and his unwavering commitment to empirical evidence laid the groundwork for modern science. By tracing his life through the Italian landscapes that shaped him and exploring the historical context of his revolutionary ideas, we gain a profound appreciation for his courage and his enduring legacy. Galileo's quest to understand the heavens continues to inspire us to question, to observe, and to seek the truth, no matter the challenges. What aspect of Galileo's life and work resonates most with you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with fellow seekers of knowledge, and subscribe to World Icons and Travel for more journeys through the lives of extraordinary individuals and the places that witness their brilliance. Until our next exploration of scientific pioneers, farewell from the world illuminated by Galileo Galilei.